Would you guys like to know how to start a candle making business with $110 and scale it to past $300,000 in 18 months?
My first week, I brought home $1,500. First month, I brought home $7,000. Second month, I brought home $10,000.
Whoa. About revenue, if you wanted to double it, for example.
Yes.
What do you think you'd need to do to make it happen and scale to that point?
I need to hire people. I need to hire people so that I can then expand my marketing, expand my foothold. And then my big thing is like wholesale. I really want to start getting more into retail and wholesale, which I can do now. It's very important for me to scale slowly so that I can take care of everybody. Because as much as we want all the money, if all the money starts rolling in and I have poor customer service, I'm not keeping those people. So expanding on the employees so that I can manufacture more so that then I have more product to market and to sell.
I mean, it's incredible how much you're able to achieve on your own.
It makes me imagine, like, if I can do this by myself, if I had a full team, I can't
Of more Jasmines, as dedicated to the quality and the customer experience.
Exactly.
It's incredible. Okay.
Exactly.
Jasmine, what equipment is important when you're making candles? Just for somebody starting out, has $110, how would they use that money to get going?
Okay, well, all you need is wax. You want to find the wax that works and does what you want. There are a lot of amazing resources out there. You can buy just a small bag of wax, 10 pounds. Okay. That's it. Maybe will cost you $20. You need a pouring pitcher. Pouring pitcher you maybe can get for like $15. I know there's some for like $12 on Amazon. And you're going to create a double boiler. So I actually in the beginning used to use this pot back here, and I would just set, this pot right here, and I would literally just set my pitchers in there like that and let the water boil.
I thought you actually warmed up wax in there.
Nope, I just put the water about to up here and let it create like a double boiler.
Yeah.
And once that melted, you also need a thermometer because it's very important to regulate the temperature of your wax because you have to pour your fragrance in at a certain temperature. My fragrances that I use, I combine different fragrances because I don't want anybody to pick up a candle from someplace else and like, oh, I've smelled this before. So we said wax, pouring pitcher, a method to heat the wax in, fragrance, and your thermometer.
And then obviously where you put the candle.
Yeah, and your vessel. And you can honestly get a box of 12. I think on Candle Science, it's like $12, $13 or something like that for a box of just single vessels like this, which is nice. And wicks cost little to nothing.
Jasmine, what was your revenue for 2021? We're almost over, so what will it be?
Yeah, it'll be about $250,000.
Nice.
In my pretty much second year. I only started halfway during 2020.
Okay, what about your profit margins this year?
So profit margins are not that big. Main reason because we all know there are supply chain issues.
Absolutely.
So in order to stay in business, I have to overbuy. So normally when I only would buy $1,500 worth of product, I have to buy $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 worth of product just to make sure I have it. I've had instances where the product I need went out of stock in like 6 minutes.
Wow.
So I need to make sure that I have what I need to keep going. But I'm pretty sure for next year, now that I have the inventory in hand and I have a place to store my inventory, I'm going to definntely see really high profit margins.
Where would they be? Take a perfect year.
Take a perfect year?
Yeah.
Next year we're going to double it again. I'm going to see 500,000 next year, hands down.
And what would the margins for you be? Is it 30% in the candle making business? Is it 60%?
It's about a good 60%.
Wow, those are good numbers.
It's really good numbers.
Okay. Let's talk about the website that you have.
Yes.
Talk to us who you go through, who helped you design it, and any other value that they bring to your business.
Yeah, so I actually use Shopify. Main reason I use Shopify is because it's so easy. I'm able to upload my products super easy. I'm able to change things. I'm able to change my SEO, which is really important in getting found on Google.
Employee question. How many do you have? How much do you pay them? Let's share that.
Okay, well, full like regular employees, it's just me. I have my parents who helped out so much. They've got me started. I have my 9-year-old son. It's good child labor, I promise. I feed him. Ever made a candle before?
I have not actually.
Okay, so
sure, I'll take it.
You want to try it? And I kind of want to give you an idea of just on one level, we're only going to do one today.
Okay.
But on average, I probably make anywhere from 250 to maybe 400 candles a week. I already have the wax heated up.
You do? Okay. Can I just take a look inside?
Yeah, definitely.
So you just put like pellets or?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
It's like flakes. They're wax flakes, and I pour them in there. This holds about 100 pounds. It takes about an hour to melt down completely. We're gonna pour some in here. I want you to do this. Dun, dun, dun.
So
you're going to
I just pour it in?
Yep, you're gonna pour the wax. We'll got right here.
So this thing is not really. Oh,
it's a little warm. Yeah, it's
hot.
warm.
It is actually hot.
Yeah, just pour it to right about there. Keep going, keep going. Look at that steady hand and stop. And I'm putting about an ounce.
Okay.
About an ounce per candle. And
It
I
seems
will
like
let
a lot,
you.
But
Well, here's the thing with the science of candles, you're only smelling about 20% of the fragrance that I actually put into the candle. 80% of it gets burned up and you don't smell anything. So you can go ahead and pour that in there.
Anywhere?
Just pour it in anywhere.
Because we're going to mix it anyway?
You're going to mix it. We're not mixing anything. You're mixing it.
You're
the employee today.
You're employee.
Yes. So go ahead and place that in there and just stir.
Does this matter where this thing is at this point? It doesn't?
And depending on the temperature I have in here, it could take anywhere from about 30 to 45 minutes for it to set, and then you're good to go.
So Jasmine, where are customers finding your candles today? And can you break the percentage down versus store, here, and anything else?
Yeah, definitely. So my business, I started Instagram, 25 followers on Instagram, and I grew my entire business off of Instagram. We just reached 10,000 followers, which to some people doesn't really seem like a lot within 18 months, but I have a very active, engaged audience. So everything is going from Instagram straight to blacksunflower.com. And from there, that's where I would say 85% of my sales come from.
Through your website?
Through my website alone.
Got it.
I don't do very much advertising. If I do, I'll do small Instagram ads here and there, but it's really been built off of word of mouth. I now have a few locations within the area that do stock my candles. One of my favorite ones, I have a coffee shop in Seattle where I stock my candles. So I have a few places that people can pick up candles from, but I would say 85% of my candles are sold online.
Let's talk about the seasonality of the candle making business. Summers, winters, and how does that translate to dollars?
So first of all, when I once again started on a whim, my first week I brought home $1,500. First month I brought home $7,000. Second month I brought home $10,000.
Whoa.
And I kind of fluctuated that during the summer, and then it just went through the roof during the holiday seasons.
You didn't expect that?
Didn't expect it. It went from 10 to 20,000 to 25, and then last December I cleared about 32-ish.
Man, okay.
My first year, I mean, it wasn't even my first year. I started in April. And then this summer rolled around and I'm like, wait, what's going on? I'm still making, it was like 10,000. I'm like, hold on, like I'm a year in, I have all these customers. Jasmine, people went back to work. Everyone's no longer cooped up in their houses. So I had to pivot and create a new way to generate revenue. Once I did that, money started rolling in again. So I would say a bad month would be about the 10, which I don't get too often. So I would say about maybe 15.
Okay.
And then my best month, I think is going to be this month so far. I am trending towards about 37 for this month.
Okay. You said something that's key, pivot and adjust to that slow season.
Yes.
Specifically, what did you do?
So in the beginning when I did launch, even though I did launch candles as well, I threw a big net. I was selling incense, sage, body butter, scrubs. And when the slow season hit, I was like, okay, what was the next thing on that big net that I casted that sold? It was my body butters and my scrubs.
Talk about social media. You mentioned Instagram a couple times. Maybe elaborate on that, but do you use other platforms and do you spend money on ads within those platforms?
Well, you know what? I have not used that much money on ads as a whole. I was very particular with my ads, so instead of blanketing the whole US, I picked the high cities with monies, my Atlanta, my New Yorks, my LAs, my Seattles, and then I focused in on my demographic. And just Instagram. I tried Facebook a little bit. I dabbled in Google Ads for a second, but I saw my money was really coming from Instagram. So that's where I fueled most of my money into. And even with them changing the algorithm and not being able to reach as many people, I'm still seeing profits coming from Instagram.
What are you spending on Instagram right now per month?
I'll be honest, this entire year I maybe spent $3,500 on Instagram.
That's it?
That's it.
In terms of marketing, Do you use an email list? And if so, how did you build it? What is it doing for you?
I do use an email list. I do capture leads. Main reason is because even though my entire business was built from Instagram, if Mark decides to take that away tomorrow, then my business is gone. So I need to make sure I capture my customers. Yes, Instagram is a great place of finding my customers, but then I take them out of Instagram and place them into my email list. But one thing I tell my customers, because I personally don't like being emailed a lot, it's the worst. I only email them important stuff, like when I'm having a sale, because that's all they really want to know about. I'm not going to email in and say, happy Sunday. I'm not going to email you for unnecessary stuff. And I've built that relationship and trust with my email list. So even when I do send out emails, my unsubscribe list is extremely low because I've created that relationship with my customers.
How many do you have on the list? Just curious.
Actually, right now I'm about 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah, about 5,000, which is amazing because I have about 10,000 on my Instagram. See, there you go. So now you have to put the candle in.
So just want to show our audience, it's pretty cool. Beautiful box, which we've talked earlier about. And then just pop the candle in.
Pop the candle right in there. So I also,
okay, so it actually sags down.
It sits right in there. And what's really cool, and another thing about candles is you can get a lot of breakage if you don't pack them properly.
Yep,
and you want the customer to have an experience when they open your box. And no one wants to experience a broken candle. But in order to protect the candle, no, we can't just put it in there. We need packing peanuts.
Okay.
So this cool little doodad,
peanuts.
I know, they had this cool doodad that
nice. Okay.
they had to pull out, which was a lot easier than the way I had it. You stick that in there. Ooh, see, that's why I'm not the professional. You take your sticker,
because failing here.
Everyone loves a sticker. Card, thank you card for your purchase. We'll put that in there, put some peanuts on the front, close it up, and then we're done.
That's it.
Super simple, which some people would say, well, then why can't you do it yourself? But I have so many other things that I want to do.
Right.
Like, especially when you're running your own business, you want to do the things that you enjoy. I dreaded packing orders, and so now I don't have to worry about that.
What systems and processes do you use to manage inventory?
Once again, Shopify. They manage all of my, they manage all my inventory, where I can even create barcodes for individual products to make scanning them into the system easier. And then on top of that, with me using my fulfillment center, I can create transfers. So I can transfer my products from my manufacturing center to my fulfillment center. When they receive it, they can verify what's in that order and just click receive order, all within the app.
So Shopify app and your fulfillment center are sort of intertwined.
All intertwined. So what's great is you can actually give access to different administrators within Shopify. So they don't have access to my entire store. So they don't have access like my analytics and things like that, but they have access to my products. They have access to like the transfers and the inventory. So they're able to manage, and of course orders, because they need to pick, pack, and ship, and the customer. So they're able to do everything they need to do on their end without talking to me. So we're able to work together. We're actually even able to send notes to each other. So if there's an issue with an order, they can literally tag me, just like in Facebook, and it'll send me an email to say, hey, Jasmine, looks like we're missing this for this order. Can you bring it in? And I can tag them right back and say, yeah, I'll be right there, or I'll bring it this week. And it's so simple.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. You've got some great advice now.
We're going to marble a candle. So as I mentioned, you need a visual component in order to get people to look at your product on Instagram, because there's so many things that you want something, I say, thumb-stoppable.
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 Oh, thumb-stoppable.
So you're scrolling with your thumb.
Okay.
You want something that people stop
Okay.
and look at. So I did a little bit of research and I was like, hey, let's marble some candles. But before you do that, safety first. You have to put on gloves.
Tell us your most popular products and what they are and why, you think.
Okay. Well, since I'm mostly online based, my most visually appealing candle are my marble candles. Well, other than yours right here.
This is pretty popular.
This would probably be one of the best ones.
I'm really proud of my
I'm proud
work.
of you too.
Thank you.
But my strawberries and whipped cream, I have peaches and cream, I have a melanin candle, but they're all marbled. And these will probably be the best selling ones online. When I'd go to pop-ups, I have a trio of smells like her, smells like him, and smells like them. And I created them that all had complementary bottom notes. So if you burn any two of them together, it creates a whole nother candle. So you're getting two candles, but technically you're getting 3 candles.
The aroma becomes the third candle.
The aroma becomes a whole different candle, which is really nice.
That sounds incredible.
It was the science
Check
behind
out
the
her
candles.
website.
Thank you.
How much do you sell this for?
So these, my 9-ounce candles are 36. They burn for 72 hours, which is nice. And I usually tell people, if you do the math, some of your big name candle brands, they burn for only 20 to maybe 45
That's it?
max. Yes.
Wow.
And so if you divide your price by your burn time, my candles still come out less expensive.
You've been featured in like, what, over 50 different publications? Like
Yeah.
Cosmopolitan and People. How did that happen?
So my publicist found me. My publicist found me because I had my branding on point. I stood out from the crowd. I created a product that you're like, what is that? And from there, she was able to then sell my brand and my product to different publications. And then once you get on the list of the top candle companies here, other candle companies come in. I mean, my first 4 months, Disney reached out to me and I actually did the promo box for The Bachelorette.
Wow.
It's just when you create a visual that is appealing to people, they're going to be automatically drawn to it. And it really cuts back on a lot of work that you have to do. So the work in the beginning of really dialing down your branding, your product, like I said, people want handmade, hand poured. If I can give you a handmade product that looks luxury, that's very important to me. Stay in your lane. That's not my lane. Being a publicist is not my lane. Making candles is my lane. Running my business is my lane. So I just left the professionals to do what they do.
So what value does she add other than get you in a magazine, essentially?
Yes, and one great thing is on my website, I can view down on my analytics, which is very important. If your website has analytics, it's very important to look at those analytics to see where your customers are coming from. And my top 5 referrals are from websites or businesses that I've been posted in and on. So right now, some of the top ones like New York Magazine, Cosmo, I get a lot from there.
So the investment in a publicist seems like a really,
it was definitely
really good
worth
idea.
it. It was definitely worth it. In the beginning, I probably wouldn't say your first thing is to get a publicist.
Okay.
If anything, work with somebody who's proficient in marketing and get your marketing down first before you go to the publicist, because it's completely backwards. Because a publicist will tell you, no, I have nothing to market. This is not marketable, because you're vetting against so many other publicists to get your information into these publications. So a marketing agent and actually getting your marketing down is the key thing before even reaching out to a publicist.
As far as Instagram too, like, are you posting 3 times a day? Let's talk technicals for doing the right thing on Instagram.
My first really big month last December, I think I cleared about 27,000 that month. I posted on Instagram 7 times. 7 times the entire month.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I was confused as well. The 7 posts that I did, they were very quality posts. I created ads for those, which targeted my demographic. Once again, this December, I think I may be at 11 posts. And what are we, like at the 14th of the month?
Yeah.
Once again, I did a contest. I target my market with the few ads that I did hold. I only imagine what I can do if I used Instagram the way they say I'm supposed to. And it's one of those things, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
I don't want to oversaturate and have too many people coming in where I can't service them the way I need to.
Short, long-term goals, just curious.
Okay, so one of the things I think I mentioned earlier is I realized there was a seasonality with candles.
Right.
And so in the summertime, people don't purchase as many candles. So I really want to focus on more of the body care line that we have. We offer body butter, scrubs, and whenever I do offer them, I get bullied into making them again. My customers will email me and bully
Come
me.
knock on your door and saying, where's that?
Yeah, and they're stalking me, and they're like, I saw you put body butter on in that one video. How come we don't have any? I'm like, I'm sorry. So really expanding on the body care line. We introduced sweats and apparel. Black Sunflower is more of a luxury sensory experience. So I want to find items that I can touch on all the senses. So sight, smell, touch, taste. I'm hoping to introduce some luxury teas.
Wow, okay.
And
That's
then
some big goals.
really, really big thing, I'm hoping to start venturing out onto the candle vessel world. So being in the candle vessel world, I kind of realized what's missing. And so now I want to create vessels for other candle companies as well.
Jasmine, what makes for an exceptional customer experience for you in this business? Like, what makes them come back and reorder and want to reach out to you, et cetera?
Always taking care of them, no matter what.
Specifically,
Specifically, if somebody messages me and they said, my package is lost. I'm unfortunately not going to send them on a wild goose chase. Fill out this here, do that there. It's a pain in the butt. We both know we're both going to be on the phone forever. What did you order? I'll send you out a new one. Super simple. It's my cost. I operate like Nordstrom's in a way, but here's the thing. If I take care of the customer and make it easy for them, how many more people are they going to tell that I did that? Yes, I'm sending out an extra candle, and yes, I'm paying for shipping on that, but that person is going to continue to come back. My repeat customer business is huge.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure.
Likewise. Well, that's a wrap with Jasmine, the owner of Black Sunflower. What an incredible story. Started with $110, and now she's on track to do $500,000 towards the end of next year.